was always very like poised and very careful. So she was always someone who okay, we are trying a new setup. So I actually have you on a different tripod to what I had last time. And welcome back to episode 3 of Making the Nexus series, book 3. This episode, it's supposed to be a bit of an update, but I've been quite sporadic. I'd really like to say that I have been consistent, but I haven't. I have had multiple events, just coming off of the last one I did. It was the 1,000 Lives convention at the Town Pavilion in the Melbourne Showgrounds, and that was next level. Like, it was fun, it was great, but it was also really tiring. So a lot of my efforts went into fixing and doing bits and pieces for my market, or like my stall essentially. So I'll show you some images that I'll put in somewhere, and show you what that kind of looks like. I have this really cute bookshelf. I was making my oils, which are all hand done, small batched by me. I have my like little writing coaching stuff. So I've got like 3 blends of that. There's create, inspire, and action. I have room sprays, which are imagination and intuition. And then I have my character scents. So Lucy and Nefertiti have their own scents. Devon and Shona have their own scents. And when we come into book 3, Destiny and Josh will have their own scents, which will be quite interesting. So I don't know, maybe I can delve deeper into Destiny. So maybe we'll do that. Let's do that, and I'll give you a bit of a writing update as well. So I have done a few writing sprints. I do most of it when I can. Some of it I've done with others. Some I do with my clients as I body double with them. Some of it is just, it's just a lot. So I'm trying to actually get all of that down. But so Destiny, as if people have read, if you guys have read Faded Fragments and Fractured Pieces, you know that Destiny is Lucy's older sister. She's older by probably about 4 or 5 years, and she does not like Lucy, but it's not for the reasons that you think it is. I think it's more just as kind of it came out in book 2. It's more, she was always used to just being the only child, and she was the only child for so long, and then Lucy and Devon came into the picture, and by nature Devon is older, and Destiny just bonded with Devon a lot better than she did Lucy, and it kind of was a bit competitive growing up. So she was very much like, I want to be better than Lucy, I'll try and beat Lucy at things. She was always very like poised and very careful. So she was always someone who, and I say was, because if you haven't read book 1, it's going to be a bit of a spoiler, but I'll pop that down there. But Destiny is no longer alive. She is a zombie, and this is something that happens as a result of Corrupt, who is the main antagonist of book 1, essentially just ending her. That's all I got, because with this book, Destiny's story is very dark, very shadowy, but there's also a sense of lightness to it, which is what I'm coming to have a little bit of insight into. So I initially thought that this would be very like gritty, kind of dark, and it will be, because we go through Destiny's story of how she actually became the way that she is. And book 3, it is set 5 years, after the end of Faded Fragments, and it is a wild journey. So at this point, Destiny has probably been a zombie for about, I want to say 6 years. So that's a very long time, you know. So she is very much a type A kind of person, but with all of that and becoming a zombie, she's actually learnt to adapt to how she is. And it's so hard to be so like finicky and very careful with the spoilers, because this book is still evolving. I have written it in first draft, but a lot of it is from Josh's point of view and Josh's story. So I'm now going through and peppering in a lot of Destiny's background, and through that I've actually found that she was an earth witch. So she had a lot of like magic to do with making plants grow, kind of spruiking that. And to go from having that to completely tapped off and like cut off from all of that is so jolting for her, because she is at the heart of it a green witch. She loves all things planty and stuff like that. And so a couple of the scenes that I've got are really like gritty and really like upsetting for her, because she doesn't have access to things that she used to. And even though it has been about 6 years, it's still very fresh. And so Destiny's whole thing is essentially her trying to find a necromancer. And necromancers they're gone. They're no longer a part of this world, or so we think. So it's her and her family, because at this point, Lucy is very ingrained into Destiny's life. And after she did come back, there have been moments where the two of them have bonded quite differently, because Devon wasn't there. Devon was the buffer, and with him not there, like, it makes sense for Lucy and Destiny to kind of be a little bit more closer. And yeah, so I kind of think that's what I've been playing with. I have had some ideas about the cover. I have a mood board, which I think I'm now going to have to revise, because the color that I wanted is about to change. As I've mentioned before, I have all of the names for the books. I have actually all of the coloring for them as well. Like, I have it off to the side here where you guys can't see. I have a running list of everything, and I have all of the titles, all of the colors. And I literally was sitting here, I want to say maybe a few weeks ago, where I just had this idea and I was looking at the titles and all of the colors, and I've switched what I was originally going to do, which is okay, because I haven't actually gone through and done the book. I haven't done not the book. I haven't gone through and done the actual, I guess the part that I sent to the designers, which we will probably do together, because now I have something and I'm going to have to go through and do it all again, and then figure out how to make it so that you can watch me while I do it on the computer. So bear with me, but I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I have a writing workshop masterclass that's happening at the Forbidden Chapter in May, so I'm trying to prep for that, as well as try and get this book kind of delved into, because at the moment it's quite sporadic. I have very minimal updates, which I will pop as well through this, so you can kind of see where I've been, how I've done it. But it's a work in progress, which is fine, because this is what we're here for. We're going to go through, we're keeping myself accountable. You guys are helping make sure that I'm doing this. I would really love to know if you want, I guess, deeper insights into the characters. I will follow through with Josh, because Josh is a little bit complicated, and it's purely because the spoiler that I have is a huge spoiler, and I don't know if I want to show that or tell you before we get there. So I need to know how much of a spoiler you guys want, because it's quite pivotal to the story for what happens. And like I mentioned, we do have that cheating arc, which actually happens. I haven't written that far, because like I have it in the first draft, and this is the thing, is first drafts are never ever like set in stone. I have done it all, but I know that there's a lot of rejigging to get there, and so that's kind of what we're trying to do because I have to pepper in more of Destiny. But I hope that you will stick around till the next fortnight. If you listen to your podcast, make sure you tune in to anywhere you listen, not verbally, yeah, because I do, I alternate this between the writing process podcast episodes, which are with some of my amazing indie authors, some trad published, some hybrid published, and that kind of goes in between all of these episodes. And I will hopefully be able to start the next part of the podcast where we will delve into fantasy and everything that goes into it. But until next time, I hope that you have a wonderful week or fortnight, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.